Handsum Gambler, one goal, clean sweep, going 5 for 5 every UFC card. I am the Handsome Gambler. Okay, folks, this makes 3 straight weeks of going 3-2. We're still killing it at a 500% clip, 50% clip. I know that's not the goal. The goal is to go 100% 5 for 5, but I have been leaving you some meat on the bone. This week, I'm going to turn precision into perfection. This isn't the greatest UFC card. It was a last-minute main event change. And all I can say is it's ugly, yuck. It's not going to be the greatest. But 5 certified opportunities to cash, pick by pick, pay by play. Let's eat. But before all that, we're going to get into a quick recap of UFC Abu Dhabi. First off, my first pick from last week came with a caveat. I said I was taking Marcus Buchecha. I am a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner myself, and I must ride with my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighters. So this was 100% a biased pick. He looked great in the first round, lost every minute of the fight after that. Martin Buday actually had a really good-looking ground game also that I was not expecting. He got some reversals in there. He landed some good ground and pound, and he got the UD victory. I'm going to take that one on the chin, and I'm going to smile about it as he's a jiu-jitsu player, and I was biased to begin with. Pick number 2 from Abu Dhabi was Nikita Krylov over Bogdan Guskov. Krylov may be washed, folks. Never seen a fighter come back from a 2-year layoff in his prime and look career worst. Bogdan Guskov is the worst statistical opponent that Nikita Krylov has ever lost to in his entire career as an MMA fighter. He landed 28 strikes and knocked Nikita Krylov out cold. No takedowns, no ground and pound. I don't think that Nikita Krylov could have looked any worse in this fight, and I'm going to be fading him from here on out unless he's taking on a debuting fighter. I may give him some love if he takes on a debuting guy. But if he's taking on a UFC veteran, an established fighter, I'm fading him from here on out. I believe he's washed and he may need to retire. Nothing but dubs here for the rest of the Abu Dhabi card. I went off after that. Shara Bullet over Mike-Andre Barriault. This was a trajectory type of fight. Marc-Andre is leaning toward retirement, fighting for a check, hasn't looked good in maybe 3 of his last 4 performances. Shara, the exact opposite, coming off that great fight with MVP, 2-fight winning streak before that, and his stock is definitely rising. He's going toward contendership and title fights. So it went exactly how I thought it was. The thing that kind of did catch me off guard is how busted up Shara was. But remember, he only has one eye. So I feel like that kind of exposed a little bit. You can hit Shara and you can hurt him. So I feel like going forward, we're going to see people definitely try to swing more for that offside, his bad eye side, and try to land something that can get him out of there. Not going to be Marc-Andre Barriault that does it. So very workmanlike performance for Shara Bullet. I love this next fight, and it went exactly how I thought it was. These guys are just levels apart. It is Peter Yan over Marcus McGee. I understand why this fight had to happen, as Marcus was looking real good outside of the UFC top 20, and they don't know where he truly lies. He's 35 years old, so I think this fight definitely needed to happen so you can place Marcus in the correct slot of where he needs to go as far as the top 10, top 20. Marcus looked good. He went to the decision with Peter Yan, and this fight is going to make him a much better fighter. I say he takes on somebody outside of the top 10 in his next fight, and Marcus is going to win that fight. He's going to beat a top 15 or top 20 fighter in his next fight in the UFC because of this fight and how good this fight went for him with Peter Yan. These guys are still levels apart. Easy work for Peter. I love how Marcus did not fall for the leg kick game. He's checking leg kicks and jumping back at him. That was something I was very worried about going into this fight. It looks like he's addressed it. I think both of these guys have good stuff in front of them as far as a career. I think Peter Yan is actually going to be the next contender for the winner of Marab versus Sanhagen. I think Peter just hangs out right now, doesn't take any fights, and just waits for the winner of that fight and then calls them out and tries to get the title back. Next up was the shocker of the night, RDR, Renner de Ritter, over Robert Whitaker. I think this was a size over skill issue is what's going on. These middleweights are getting really good at cutting weight. I believe that these middleweights are dropping down from as high as 235 to make 185. Yeah, I really believe that these guys are dropping 50 pounds, 40 or 50 pounds to make the middleweight division. Renner de Ritter is 6'4". John Jones, the former heavyweight champion of the world, is 6'4". You see what I'm saying here? You can put a lot of meat on a 6'4" frame. I believe that Robert needs to start thinking about dropping to 170 and fighting the rest of his days there, as these guys are going to continue to maul him if they have any kind of grappling acumen, and they're going to stay this huge and heavy and cut that much weight to make 185. So this is a size over skill thing that's happening to Robert in his last couple of fights. Not that he doesn't have the skill, but these guys are so much bigger than him that they just easily out-grapple him and dominate. Last week was not perfect, but it was profitable. This week, I feel like I'm heating up, and I need y'all to let me cook, okay? Let me cook this week. First up, UFC Apex 108. It's going to be Rodolfo Vieira over Tresean Gore. This is going to be a grappling match. I feel like it's going to be kind of boring. Tresean's on a 2-fight winning streak via guillotine, I believe. And he's going to be trying to guillotine a world-class Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu player who's coming off a loss to a top-heavy wrestler. I really feel like this is going to either be a 15-minute grappling match that Rodolfo wins via either being on top of Tresean or holding back mount, aljoing him. Or even worse, he subs Tresean in the first 6 minutes. But this is going to be a grappling heavy game or grappling heavy fight unless Tresean says, hey, I'm not initiating any grappling. We're going to stand here and fight. And if that happens, I think Rodolfo actually has the better hands also. We'll see how that plays out, but the pick is Rodolfo moneyline, Rodolfo sub. Probably, I think I might bet both of those, and then if he subs them, I'll hit both. Fight number 2, I'm going to take Carol Hossa over Nora Cornell. Carol Hossa is younger. She has a higher output. She's the better grappler. She has a strength of schedule advantage. She only loses to elite level fighters or better. There is a huge hole in Nora Cornhole's ground game, I feel like, and Hossa's going to exploit that a couple of times throughout this fight. I'm going to moneyline Carol Hossa to win this fight. Fight number 3, I'm taking Esteban Ribovics over Elvis Brenner. Ribovics has the power advantage, the strength of schedule advantage, the output advantage, and on top of that, I think that Shootbox as a camp is done. I believe that last loss where Charlie Olives was knocked out by Topuria, I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back for them as a team and a club. And I really wouldn't be surprised if Charles do Bronx retires, just walking away from the sport. Not a retirement fight, doesn't try to Dustin Poirier anything. He just kind of walks away from MMA as a whole. So don't be surprised if you see that here shortly. But the pick is Esteban Ribovics. I may double bet this one. I play the knockout and the moneyline prop. My 4th fight, I'm taking Mateus Rebeski over Tim Duncan. I think this is going to be a 15-minute kickboxing match where Duncan gets his ass kicked. Rubeski is 5'7", Duncan's 5'11", and Duncan's been working his ground game lately, and I don't think he's going to be able to take down a much shorter opponent. I think it's going to be harder for him to take down a guy that's 5'7", and in that, he's going to be forced to stand across from the better striker and get a 15-minute ass whooping. So I think Mateusz Rubeski kind of busts him up for 15 minutes and wins a unanimous decision. My fourth fight, we're already here. We're on the fifth fight. This is the easiest money of the night, I believe. It's the last-minute main event change. I'm taking Taira over Handsum Gambler. Taira has the youth advantage, strength of schedule advantage. He's the much better grappler. I could see this going one of two ways. Either the quick sub from Taira, like first 4 minutes, or he backpacks him for 3 rounds, 4 rounds, and the sub comes late after Pac is tired. But either way, I got Taira moneyline, Taira sub. He's at negative 360 right now. But he is the correct pick. Taira is the correct pick, so the odds are kind of reflecting it. There's not too much meat left on the bone, but he is the correct pick. I would even risk throwing more money at the negative 360 odds just to hit the bet, because that is the right pick. 5 picks, 5 paths to profit. Whether you tail me or fade me, just remember, we don't chase, we calculate. Stay sharp, play smart, bet on charm, and win with style. I am the Handsum Gambler, and I'll see you at the pay window.
It's the greatest team of all time. That squad right there.